All right, now we live, guys. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rick Gamer 27, and once again, thank you for joining my channel. And we got a special podcast tonight. Got some breaking news, especially on the Microsoft side. And Microsoft, they kind of been in the negative light as far as gaming related news these past few weeks. And I guess today's news is kind of depressing, especially if you are a big fan of the Fable series, in which they sell really well. It's a big series, and it's been out since the original OG Xbox. You know, the original Xbox had it, 360 had it, and Xbox One. We thought we was gonna get one, Fable Legends, but I guess it's not. I guess we're not getting it because Microsoft decided to shut down Lionhead Studios, and it was kind of a big surprise, man. And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate for those employees. I think Microsoft is working something out with them, trying to get them maybe help them out find them another job. But as far as I know, a lot of them are without jobs right now, so that really sucks for them, and it really sucks for the hardcore Fable fans out there. And it's a whole bunch of them because, like I say, the game sells really, really, really well, and Fable 3 sold over 5 million. So that basically tells you the demand of this game, of this franchise. And Fable is the only RPG franchise that Microsoft owned, and since Lionhead Studio has been shut down, I guess that franchise is no longer here unless Microsoft can find somebody else to develop this game. But right now it's just, I don't even know what to say right now because I'm just surprised. It really sucks. So let's go ahead and get our introductions out the way. Let's go and start with you, Carl.
What's up, everybody? This is Jay Dollars. Happy to be here again, and thank you for the invite, Real Gamer.
No problem. Appreciate you for joining me. Let's go ahead and go to Mr. Zen Gamer.
What's going on, people? Zen here and back again. Let's get this going.
I appreciate you for joining me. Meg, are you there?
I don't exist for this thing.
Why are you here?
Oh, are you here then?
Why not?
Just do your intro anyway, boy. God damn it.
Hey, how's it going? Whatever. Bye.
Man, I swear you just like my little brother. Jesus Christ. All right, last but not least, let's go with you, Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here. Pleasure to be here again, Real. Let's get this show started.
All right, we probably gotta have one more person, Mr. Old Dirt. He should be joining pretty soon. He probably don't want to miss this. This is a hot topic, and there's been a whole bunch of videos about this, and this really big news because one of the pillar franchise for Microsoft is no longer here, man. And when you think about the Xbox, you think about Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable, just like when you think about Nintendo, you think about Mario, Zelda, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. You think about those franchises. You go on the Sony side, you think about God of War, Uncharted. You think about Killzone. They got their own pillars, and one of Microsoft pillars, big pillars, is no longer here, and it really, really sucks, man. So let's go ahead and start with you, Zen. I know you want to dig deep in Microsoft's ass about this. What's your thoughts and opinions about this?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Microsoft, what are you doing? What is this? So what is it? Is it that you hate Mondays like Garfield? You hate Mondays? Last Monday was Young Conquer. This Monday, boom, no more people. What's going on? So next Monday, what is going to be Gears?
I hope not.
What's going on? I don't understand this bullshit. So, for those of you who don't know, Real Gamer just said it. Fable is one of the 4 pillars of the Xbox brand of Microsoft and their in-house studios. Lionhead Studios were responsible for making these games all the way from the original Xbox. And there were 2 on Xbox 360. And, of course, there were a couple spin-offs that really should not have existed, but I'm just going to ignore them for the sake of argument. And, of course, this time, there was going to be Fable Legends, which was this multiplayer sort of new kind of way of doing it. It would have a single-player component, as was confirmed later on. It's been in beta for about a year, and it seemed to be running fine. It looks beautiful. And up until a week ago, or a week and a half ago, Phil himself was there at that spring showcase for the media folks to get their hands on these games like Quantum Break and so forth, so that they can write their articles and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And he was asked about Fable, or at least Fable came up in conversation. He was like, yes, Fable plays great. Fable looks good. You'll be hearing more from us in the future. So a week and a half ago, and now it's gone. Now decisions like this are never made on the fly. Never. This is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and these decisions need to be passed by multiple individuals in various positions before it is settled, whatever decision or verdict is settled upon. What this means is that what we heard last week from Phil and from everybody else from the Fable Legends Twitter, maybe they didn't know about it, from Lionhead, the emails we're receiving if we choose to follow these companies, have all been bullshit within the last few months. Because, again, decisions like this are never made on the fly. You don't just wake up one random morning and decide to cancel shit and close studios down. That is never done. Well, it's never done in successful business anyway. So, I don't understand where this is coming from. I don't understand the mix-up in communication when it comes to this game. Last year at E3 and last year at Gamescom, Fable was part of the greatest games lineup in Xbox history. When they did their little promo slide, they did the whole thing, and the guy from Fable was there, and it all seemed to be going fine. When they do their bumps, they did one in January, talking about why 2015 was great and 2016 will be better. Fable was there, Scalebound was there, even though that's 2017 now. Gears was there. Halo DLC was there because it's continued being updated, and Forza and so on and so forth. So what I want to know is, if this was what the final verdict was going to be, eventually, then why on God's green earth, no pun intended, did this bullshit happen? Just out of nowhere. Secondly, Fable, aside from being one of the four pillars of the Xbox brand, so to speak, has always been a successful franchise. I don't know what kind of money. If it's about money and about finances and maybe Fable Legends development or Fable as a franchise and Lionhead by extension have been hemorrhaging money for Microsoft. I don't know. But you can't look at the numbers that the Fable franchise has been putting up game after game with the exception of the spin-offs and decide that it's a failure all of a sudden right now. 17 million over the franchise course of history up until current day. Something like 6 or 7 million for the first ones and so on and so forth. I don't understand this. And you just decide
I just
to
found
do
out
this.
something interesting that may answer that, actually.
Hmm? What is it?
According to Polygon, Lemke, which is somebody that works for Xbox, had a statement on the official website. Apparently, a lot of the development studios that work with Microsoft in the UK and Denmark have been being closed. So Lionhead for Fable Legends isn't the only one. They also got rid of Press Play Studio for Max Brotherhood and a bunch of other ones. So they didn't give the exact reason why, but everything as of right now for the UK and Denmark, they're shutting down.
Therein lies the problem. Not giving the reason why. Because, you see, that's something you don't do. There are millions of Fable fans out there. Press Play, it is what it is. They were responsible for a number of good games, don't get me wrong. Max Curse of the Brotherhood is a great game. If you haven't played it yet, you haven't picked it up yet, get out there, buy it for your Xbox One and play it. It's an amazing little experience. Press Play was also responsible for Miss Explosion Man. So they have a few good titles under their belt. So, but it is what it is with them, because those games are not highly regarded on a massive enough scale to warrant any sort of anger or people being upset about that particularly. It sucks that it's gone. It sucks that these people lost their jobs, but it is what it is with that. Fable, on the other hand, is a big, big mistake, especially if the cancellation of Legends means that the franchise in general will never be touched again, especially if it means that as a brand, you lost an RPG, quite potentially your only RPG, first-party RPG. Yeah. And you just lost that with no no secondary plan. No, I keep hearing people say Scalebound will be the answer to that question. 1, that's platinum. 2, it's third-party exclusive. 3, the fact of the matter remains is that it's platinum. Platinum's games are never long. We're talking about maybe a 10, maybe 20-hour experience max, maybe one playthrough with a convoluted ass story on top of it. Will it have great gameplay, fast, fluid, and frenetic gameplay? Most likely yes, because that's Platinum's staple. But Platinum's staple is not long RPGs. They never do that. Ever. This game is highly likely going to be a more open world version of Dante with dragons. Devil May Cry with dragons. So, for those of you expecting the next coming of Jesus from Scalebound, stop. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good game, but stop that nonsense. You're overhyping this shit, and that leads nowhere good. So, I don't understand it. I don't get it. This is the same problem, the same issue I have with Nintendo. You can swear up and down, left and right, all day, 365, 66 in a leap year, if you want, that Nintendo has the largest amount of first-party IPs, and they have this huge stable of IPs. How many do we see of them on any given generation? 10 maximum.
Yeah, that's the problem right there.
That's a
They have
huge
them, but they don't use
problem.
them.
And that's one of my problems with Nintendo. Yeah, you have it. Do you use it, though? That's the important question. So, the IP for Fable probably isn't going anywhere. Microsoft most likely owns that. But my problem is, are you going to be utilizing it? Are you going to be using it? And furthermore, do us all a favor, Phil or whoever is responsible for this decision, whether it was Satella Nadella or whatever, or Nadella Satella, whichever direction his name is set. I don't know. He's the CEO of Microsoft. Please explain to us why this was done. I mean, you have millions of fans here just waiting for a response and saying, and I quote, where is it here? Yeah, and I quote, "These changes are taking effect as Microsoft Studios continues to focus its investment and development on the games and franchises that fans find most exciting and want to play." End quote. That's a corporate answer if I ever heard one. That's some bullshit. Because it gave no explanation as to why this was done. It was not, oh, well, the game wasn't doing well in development, or the game had no future in development, it was in development hell, or it's costing too much money for us to develop. Nothing. You just said, okay, Fable Legends is cancelled, we're closing our Lionhead Studios, bye, and that was the end of it. And that is the reason for the anger. You don't do that kind of bullshit. Ever. It's not done. Point me to another company among these big three console makers that just cancels a game, especially a flagship title, offers no reasoning, no explanation, and just expects you to take it on faith and not be upset about it. It's never done.
Still a mystery, man. We still want to know what the fuck is going on.
It is never done. So that's where I am right now. That's how it is from my point of view. It's a bunch of bullshit, and I don't get it. Lastly, one more thing. For those who are like using this to add to their fuel, because you have a certain bent or a certain agenda. Of course, I'm referring to Crowd Gamer and those guys. You've had this thing against Phil for other reasons that I personally don't care too much about, and that I actually see some positive potential coming from it. But you add this to that, it doesn't matter. You're making noise about it, so it is what it is with that. Once again, as it was for the previous thing, don't let my concerns and what I'm saying be bundled in with theirs. He has his opinion, they have their opinion as a group, and I have mine, we have ours. So it doesn't matter what he's saying. And conversely, reversely, it doesn't matter what we're saying, where they're concerned. It is what it is when that we don't need to be bundled together. They're saying what they're saying for their reasons. I'm not sitting here asking for Phil Spencer's head, for him to quit, for him to resign, or to ask for Matrick back. None of that. I respect what.
No, we don't want him back.
Yeah, I respect what Phil has been doing so far. That he's fixed the mess that was the Xbox One at launch. But don't tell me that I need to sit up here and then suck the man's dick just because of that. Right? That's nonsense. because that is a slippery slope, and that is how you end up being a corporate slave. When you refuse to see the mistakes, the potential errors of these persons in power, of these companies, and you don't talk about it. I am an Xbox fan, not a fan boy. So when they fuck up, I'm going to let them know. Or maybe not let them know, but at least let the people who listen to me know. So it is what it is on that. Like it or leave it. It is what it is, and my opinion is not about to change. That's it.
Okay, yeah, you made a good point, man. Yeah, man, this whole mess is a disaster. Like you were saying, it's one of Microsoft's four pillars, that sells really well per generation and everything, and Lionhead's a well-known studio. Lionhead, like I said, Lionhead's a well-known studio, and to get closed down for no reasoning, it just makes us more skeptical. It makes the fan base more angry because the more that they hold out on us with the information of why they close these studios, or more than one studios, it's just making us not me, a lot of the fan base to distrust Microsoft because of what they've been doing these past few weeks, especially with a lot of the exclusives on the Xbox One are no longer exclusive since they go on the window, they go on PC, so it makes a lot of these fans, to distrust Microsoft. That's why it's been a huge backlash, and you got people wondering, why do I want to own the Xbox One if I could play my games on the PC? And it's gonna be the better version. So that's probably why Phil Spencer came out like a week or two later, discussing the possibility of us having an upgradable Xbox One in the near future. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I don't mind. I'm down for it, but it can be flaws. It could be a hit or a miss, but that's still a questionable move. It's like each week we have questionable moves from Microsoft. Of course, with the Young Conqueror from last week, that bullshit, and like the week before, like we just keep getting these news that we really don't want to hear, and just by this coming about today, just basically what you said a while ago, Zen, is adding fuel to the fire. And it's getting more ammunition for the Sony guys or the ponies to want to throw at the Xbox fanboys. They got the little console war bullshit going on. How they talking about, well, we got more exclusives than y'all. The Xbox ain't got no game. Xbox One ain't got no games. I don't know how many times I heard that. I really don't know how many times I heard the Xbox One don't have no games. But last time I checked, they get just about every third-party game that comes out, and plus Halo, Gears are first-party games, and third-party exclusives. I don't know why they keep saying that they don't have no games. It's just stupid. But before we started this podcast, we was talking about with Nintendo. Like this is huge news. Like Donkey Kong is one of the pillars of Nintendo. If Retro Studios closes, then who's gonna make Donkey Kong? It's the same thing over here on the Microsoft side. Lionhead Studios is gone, so who's gonna make Fable? Fable sells really well, and like I said a while ago, the Fable 3 sold over 5 million copies. That's pretty damn good. 5 million,
Yeah.
and this is the only RPG that's on the Xbox console, period. The Xbox console only has, I won't say only, mostly have shooters, and we need more genres on this console. That's why, that might be one of the reasons why the PS4 is kicking the Xbox ass, because they have more genre of games to play. But, like I say, man, this is it's devastating, man. It's devastating.
But I think it is real.
What's up, man?
I think the big thing is, and this is me just making educated guesses off of research, but I think if we look back, we can all honestly admit, especially as Xbox fans, that the Xbox division has been hurting on money for years. We can agree with that, right?
It has been, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
That.
And Phil Spencer is fixing it up, but how much can you polish a turd? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was put in a bad situation, and he's fixing it the best he can, but he's still, like, pulling them out of the gutter. And I actually realized this when I was watching the Gaming Illuminati podcast with Ethos and them. This was one from a couple of months ago, but I rewatched it, and they were all talking about this. They actually prophesized it. They were like, hey, with the issues that Xbox is having, the only way the company can survive is if they start selling games on PC. They said fanboys will hate it, but that's what they need to do. A few months down the road, what is Xbox currently doing right now?
Yeah,
they're selling their stuff on. See, on top of that, here's something else that's more on the economic scale that a lot of people are forgetting. like Fable and a couple of those companies are in the UK and Denmark. If you look at the economies for Denmark and the UK, they're hurting really badly. They're deporting people. They got low wages. They have budget deficits, which means Xbox would probably have to bail out some of those companies and give them money to get them to continue developing. So if they're already hurting on money, think about probably dropping the Xbox part of the Microsoft division. Then these are probably some decisions they had to make based on the economies of those two places where all the developers are as well. But of course, when they do the PR talk with us, they're not going to talk about that, but that's probably the real reason that so many of these are being shut down. Because it's not like they're being shut down in different countries. They targeted Denmark and the UK, all the places that's working with them there. So it only makes sense based on their current economy and those two countries that this would be an economic move for a business that's hurting on money.
Were that to be the case, then that brings something else into question, because Rare, a company that has had a lot of people kind of turn against them, and for legitimate reasons, I'm not going to deny, they're now developing Sea of Thieves, and they're also UK based. So what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for that game?
Honestly, I think they're gonna get rid of them too, because from a couple of the articles I read, one of the keywords I caught that one of the guys from Xbox was saying was, he said they could plan to continue to keep working in those countries, but they're really welcoming new IPs. So it sounds like they're going to work in those companies, but they're trying to get rid of the older brands and focus on newer ones. At least that's what I got from the article.
I hope that's the case, because there is never, ever a good reason to get rid of an IP. Unless that IP damn near bankrupted you, there is no reason to just get rid of it. Shelve it, yes, but temporarily, not indefinitely.
See, but with the way UK and Denmark is hurting on money, it's possible it could have bankrupted them. We don't know how much money Xbox paid to make them develop the project. We have no idea.
We don't know. We have no idea. Like I said, it could possibly be hemorrhaging money. I don't know. But it's hard to believe that it could have been so much money that Microsoft could not see the benefit of at least releasing what they had. That they had to cut, run, and drop. Cut, drop, and run, my God. What they had. It'll take a lot of factual evidence for me to believe that one.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah.
You can't just let just one or two countries just shut the whole entire IP down. Like if it's like barely selling, then I understand. But it sells for millions on top of millions, so it has to be some kind of explanation. I know this just happened today, so maybe we'll get more details tomorrow. Hopefully they will come out and say that Fable as a franchise is still ongoing, and hopefully they will say that. But if they saying that the franchise as a whole, that's a big blow to the Xbox fan base. What's up, Dirty? Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Hey, go on, introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's up, people? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dirty. We're gonna get back into the discussion.
All right. Let's go and get to you, Dirty. What's your intake with this whole entire Fable Legends? Not only Fable Legends, it's Can. The makers of it, the developers, Lionhead Studios, it's gone. Like, it's no longer here. Like, what is your thoughts and opinions, and what does this mean for the future Fable games? Are we gonna even have one, or is the whole entire the series is gone? Like, what's your thoughts?
When I first seen it today, I was really shocked. I'm like, Fable. And then I'm like, why? It was just out of the blue. I even got the beta for Fable Legends. I've been playing. I'm like, okay, they just want to stop production on it. Like, somebody have to take it over. One of these have to take it over. You know what I'm saying? It's not making sense at all. It's like they hiding something, It's like they don't want to tell us, you know what I'm saying? Because who out of the blue just say, you know what, Lionhead Studios is closing, we're closing our doors, The people there have to find somewhere else to go. And oh yeah, by the way, Fable Legends, we canceling that. Like, like that's what you do. But I don't know what Microsoft got up their sleeve or what they trying to do. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't even think it's, to me personally, I don't even think it's going to be another Xbox. I think they trying to go the way like Steam or something. I really do. Microsoft is trying to go that way. And I can kind of understand that they want to put they games on PC, you know what I'm saying, in their store, just to get more sales. You know what I'm saying? More money. But that whole thing with Lionhead, man, that came out of left field when I was reading. I'm like, wow.
You know what the worst part of all of this is that, as I've said before, Fable 1, the original, particularly the Lost Chapters, was quite possibly the best in the series in terms of how good it was and so forth.
There's something else you brought up too that I just thought about that Old Dirty just said. It just hit me also that something we also forget to remember about Xbox is that when it comes to consoles, Xbox is kind of the underdog because out of the 3 consoles, they are the youngest console. I mean, Nintendo's been around forever, so they got seniority. PlayStation's been along for a long time, and they're in first place too. So you have the issue with Microsoft having to deal with the fact that they're the younger people in this console war trying to fight to get money with their games and stuff. So it also makes it harder to get a fan base because, like you said, the Sony ponies are bashing them a lot, and then the Nintendo fan base have like an acquired taste for gaming. I think we can all agree to. So it's really hard to get a large fan base. So it's like when you're hurting on money and these things are stacked against you, it kind of really forces your hand. And I think we can agree that the PC community is a lot more open with variety of games because there's tons of games played on the PC that a console gamer would never, ever touch. Like, just watch a live stream to somebody you don't know and look what type of games people enjoy watching. Like, you would look at it like, what is this nonsense? And have no idea what it is. So I feel like it's a more acceptable community for them to make revenue with.
Okay. Would you still is that G-Rock keep popping in and out?
Yeah, I believe it is.
What's up, G-Rock?
What up, though?
Chilling, man. Let's get your intro, man.
Oh, I ain't really got nothing to say. What up, y'all? I'm in this bitch. All right, that's it.
I like your enthusiasm, man. I really appreciate that.
No problem, my nigga.
All right, Jay Douglas, did we get to you yet?
Nah, man.
No, give us your thoughts and opinions about this Fable situation, man. Lionhead's getting closed down. What is your thoughts about it? Do you even give a fuck?
Yeah, of course I care. We got people getting laid off, which means possibly some stomachs may be growling. I hate seeing this studio has been with Microsoft since the dawn of time, and to see them actually get shut down and just they clocked in, they got fired. I hate when that happens, man. They had like no warning, and I don't understand with all the history that they have. Somewhere, I'm pretty sure because I worked with a company in and out. I used to be a lab tech, and I mean I went through so much shit to that company. Like I seen how people just get fired, and believe me when I say no one just gets randomly fired. So this one happened probably due to money issues. The way they just got fired, I would say some money didn't add up because, like I said, with the history that they have, with this studio, no one just gets fired. But then again, we are talking about Microsoft. Yearly, when people get laid off with this company, usually they aim for like the more technical staff, people that are working on app phones or tablets and shit. And so to see now that they're laying off people this year in the gaming industry, I don't think we should really be too surprised because this is Microsoft, you guys. They have the best history for laying off. They hire in the hundreds. No, they hire in the hundreds, and they lay off in the tens. So, let's not be, surprised here that, a studio got fired or that they're aiming. Now, why they're cutting back and trying to save money, I have no idea. I really don't have too much heart for this Xbox generation. Is that me or is that somebody else's mic? 'Cause I can hear myself really loud.
I'm not sure, but we can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay, okay. Like I said, I really don't have too much to say on this, man. I'm not surprised. Shit, they hire and fire people all the time. The fact that they aim for the game industry, it's nothing shocking. Um, do I see this as a major threat to other developers, like possibly Bungie? Because they are tagged up with Activision, and Activision is definitely knee deep in with Microsoft. So yeah, I don't got too much to say on this topic, man. Sorry that they get laid off. That's all I gotta say on it. That's it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What about you, G Rock? You got anything to say about it? About this situation?
I'm not a Fable fan. I mean, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, I'm not a Fable fan. I don't care if the Fable franchise is gone because I don't like it. I do care, however, that people are gonna lose jobs. So I'm sorry to those who are gonna be not, who are gonna be scrambling for jobs. I know there are some people out there who are already looking at Lionhead like employees to come work in other places. So thanks for those people. I mean, as to why it's happening, I mean, money, like you said, is it doesn't matter what you sell if you're not making the money back that you're putting in. Who cares? Because it's just like Tomb Raider sold what, like 7 to 10 million or whatever, wasn't enough money. Resident Evil 6 sold like 10 to 12 million, wasn't enough money. So it doesn't matter if you ship in the millions. If the money ain't coming back and it's not coming back the right way, then it's a problem. So
if
I
your
mean,
numbers aren't black and they still in the red, they have a
yeah,
problem.
then it's a problem. I don't think Phil does not seem like a spiteful person. Because I don't think he did it to piss fans off. And for anybody, for like, people that are like attacking him on Twitter or whatever, let the man work first. Like, things happen. The studio has been on the very, very sharp decline before he got in front of before he got in front of Xbox. As I said, this whole generation of Xbox is not about beating Sony. It's not going to do it this time. It's not happening. So if anybody wants that, it's not happening. This generation is about building Xbox to be what he wants it to be next time around, because he's had to do a lot. He's had to undo a lot of like damage, and he's trying to fix a lot, and it doesn't happen overnight, guys. So for something like Fable that has been proven to, like, I know we got like Zen's a big he likes Fable, at least the first game. It has a fan base. But for that same fan base, if they're not getting the money out that they're putting in, what's the point? So I mean, when you say like the example Zen that we were using earlier was, something like Infamous only like selling 7 million across for the 3 games. But if it sold 7 million, think about the money that they made into it from what they're getting out of it. So yeah, they're probably gonna keep making Infamous games because it's proven to be profitable. If Lionhead isn't proven to be profitable, why are you gonna sit there on dead weight? And this is what I said earlier too when they brought back Crackdown. Fable Legends was always gonna get canceled. I said that before.
You see,
Well, let me finish first before you cut me off. Crackdown. When Phil brought Crackdown back instead of an established franchise or something that's been here before, like Fable, and I don't think this is the last time you'll see Fable. It's a free-to-play game. So he's probably looking for a better developer. He wants to find somebody else who he feels can handle it. And that's just the case. Unfortunately, that means that these guys have to lose their jobs. But this is business, and this is the industry. So unfortunately, that sucks. Now, I do understand, Zen. I do have a personal bias against Fable. I don't like the franchise. It can go away and never come back. I just want them people to be employed. That's all I'm saying.
all right. Well, as far as you're saying this, see, this is what I was talking about when we were chatting earlier on. You're talking about Infamous and all these other games getting, sequels and using that as your reasoning, your hypothesized reasoning as to why Fable Legends and Lionhead in general has been shuttered, is that it's money and that it's hemorrhaging money. And while it is a possibility, I'm not saying that it's not. What I am saying is that it's a possibility, a end result, or a means to an end result, a reason that we were not offered. We don't know.
Right.
So,
which is what I was explaining to you earlier. So when we had the discussion, you're saying, well, it sold 17 million. So what? So that's the same thing Phil said earlier. That's great that you're moving all of this, but if you're not getting that much money out of it, it doesn't matter. So that's what I'm saying. Sitting at
But
17
that's
million
exactly
means
what I'm
nothing.
saying.
Right, but
We
I agree with you on that.
don't know. So you can't use that as your solidified, aka factual opinion on this.
When did I say
because
it was
we
factual?
don't know. Because you're sitting here and you kind of sound like you're using a matter of fact, like,
No, I'm just using a confident tone because this
tone.
is my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to speak a
Right.
confident opinion. Yeah.
Yes, I am not confident as to why Fable is not coming back, which is why you're not going to hear me saying one way or the other what is going on here. I'm not going to apply anything to this until I hear from official sources as to why this is taking place. So I'm not going to say that. And likewise, I'm also not going to accept the opinion of someone who may have a logical, sort of common sense driven reason as to why this may be happening. But again, you don't really work for Microsoft, nor do you have a source in there. So how would you...
That's why you guys should look over to your right, and whenever anyone's not talking, you should watch that video because the no has somebody on the inside.
Yeah,
That
you're talking about the same thing
yeah,
I watched.
Yeah, so you guys should take, when you're not talking, who's ever not talking, you need to head over there because they actually got intel because they have somebody on the inside.
G-Rock is a lot closer to this than you think if you watch their video. Like
I've
according to what
seen
they
plenty of
said.
stuff.
Yeah, according to what they said, he's really close to being right about it.
Yeah, as I said, I didn't draw this conclusion off of me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't hate anyone. I don't care about Fable. I do care about people losing their jobs. But I've seen plenty of stuff to support what I'm saying today. I don't know for sure that it's right because I don't know these people. So I can't confirm that it is right.
And then there's something we all got to remember here in this podcast. I know we're talking about gaming, but gaming is a business like any other business that has nothing to do with gaming. And the fact of the matter is, we can all agree that people get upset when they find out things about money. Now, it's stupid because business is about transactions, but people hate to hear that things about money. So you're never going to get an official source that's not going to sugarcoat it and straight out tell you it's about money. They're never going to tell you that. I mean, even if it is true, their PR team is never going to say that. Because if you hire somebody in PR to tell you that, to say that to all the fans, you're gonna fire them immediately. Because that's never something that should come out of their mouth ever. They'll say a lot of BS and use a lot of misdirection to never answer that question. Because that's like I'm in business school. This is the stuff they teach you, and you see PR people for Walmart, McDonald's, and all these companies do it all the time. This is what they do. So if it's about money, they're not gonna tell you it's about money.
He's never gonna flat out tell you, "Hey, Lionhead wasn't making us any money," because that makes him sound cold-hearted. That makes him sound.
You're never gonna get that.
So he's never gonna come out and say that. What he is probably gonna tell you. What he is probably going to say after he watches everybody get pissed off, after he watches, certain podcasts and, read certain tweets talking about how he's the death of Xbox, he's probably going to tell you that Fable's not going to be gone forever. And he probably isn't. It's not going to be gone forever. He probably is going to find somebody that can actually handle it and make it better so that they can expand. It is a game that has an audience in, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it doesn't have an audience. Clearly, you are a part of that audience. But what I am saying is that when you have something that's successful, it doesn't exactly go straight to free to play, or it doesn't exactly go straight to shutting somebody down. Because I've never seen somebody shut down hits if somebody's churning out hits. Even Rare hasn't had a really good hit, but he's giving them a shot.
Again, this is the same exact thing that happened to Mega Man Legends back on Capcom. This is no different than that situation. Yes, I'll admit Fable is a more popular game than Mega Man Legends was going to be for Mega Man Legends 3, but this is the same exact thing that happened, especially since that game did have a demo back then.
All I'm saying, I ain't got no beef with nobody that like Fable. I'm sorry for anybody who's not getting a Fable game. I'm just saying that I felt like it was weird after it would make 2 years when E3 rolls around this year that this game was in beta. Something was wrong with
everything you're saying. You made a great prediction, and I hear you guys' argument, and I'm not taking sides, but obviously I'm adding 2 and 2 together. So G-Rock, and plus what the no said, that shit adds up to you guys' logic about this company. This was definitely going to happen. Now it's the way it happened that's spooky. Because this shit was smooth. The beta The beta is supposed to be in y'all hand this Friday. This
Yeah.
Friday. That's where shit gets spooky at. But like I said, I have been a lab tech for many years, and I was once assigned to go through some receipts. This was nowhere in my job description. When I start going through receipts and I start noticing, like, hey, where the fuck this money at? Where's this money at? But when the money comes up, when someone start asking about that money, we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, people just get fired. People just get fired. And I just thank God I was never one of them because I ain't had nothing to do with the shit. You wouldn't think something like this would even go down in the company, but yeah, you got all kind of shit. But see, like I said, when money is an issue and someone just get fired, y'all just putting two together. Somebody was doing something or not delivering on their part. That's just real, okay? Because these companies, they give you money, and you got to meet your quota with that product.
See, and that's what I was talking about earlier when I said I was looking at the research of the economy for
Yeah.
in the UK and how they have budget deficits. That's a huge fact. Like, international and global economy affects America too. Like, people have to understand, if you're outsourcing to a company that's doing bad, it's going to affect your product.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just, and for everybody who is listening, it's not just like this is. I've seen articles or whatever from like saying that Microsoft is a first party destroyer. That's not the case, because Sony has done it too. Sony shut down the studio that shut down Liverpool, who did Wipeout. They shut down Zipper Entertainment that did like Mag and SOCOM. They shut those studios down, but they weren't bringing in profit. These games cost too much. If someone's consistently not bringing you money, yeah, they gotta go. As cold-hearted as it sounds, but you know what? You got a business to run. This is an industry. This is not just because we do it for fun. It's not for play. It's not just because we like, hey, we just like to make people smile. If there's no greenbacks involved, if there's no money being exchanged, and you're not getting that bread back, you gotta go. It's the same way when an artist consistently doesn't meet his record sales for a label, or doesn't hit the right amount of streams for a label. He gets dropped. You gotta go. They want their money back. It's a loan. It ain't just to let you have. And unfortunately, people at Lionhead who are, I understand, are very, very talented, from what a lot of stuff has been said, and a lot of people started out at Lionhead. They seem like a talented group. I hope that you guys who like Fable, get it. But I called this last year when I said that we still don't have a game. We don't have a date. We don't have anything. This game's going to get canceled. He brought back Crackdown before he brought back Fable. He didn't even really talk about Fable. That was indication that it was going to go away.
I really hope it don't go away, man.
I'm just being truthful. Like I'm not. I know I'm a PlayStation guy. I am on Team Blue, but I don't want to be biased against anybody because I do have an Xbox. I do like Xbox. I mean, I'm not a Fable fan, but when 2 plus 2 equals 4 is 4, bro. And it didn't add up. For him to bring back and support Crackdown more than Fable, and Fable went free to play when that was the issue for me, when it went free to play and it's had all of these entries into it. There was an issue. It was not even an open beta.
Be that as it may, you do not. Now, I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but you do not, under any circumstances, get rid of, in any permanent way, one of your pillars for your platform.
No, I understand.
When you think of Xbox, that is one of the games you think about. Gears, Halo, Forza, Fable, Nintendo, Mario, Zelda, Mario Kart, Smash. Sony, or PlayStation rather, Uncharted, God of War, Killzone, and you can choose the fourth one, maybe Infamous. So, honestly, you don't do that.
I don't think it's gone though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
they're gonna find.
I think he's finding a dev, because you have to look at everything that Phil has done so far. Anything that was not of his design, he's gotten rid of. Even with Phantom Dust, he wants to find a different dev.
That is what you need to say. That is what you need to say.
So you think people would feel better if
that would actually be good PR, actually. That is what you need to say.
I don't think that's a good way to do it, though.
We're shifting development for Fable Legends, blah 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 blah. PR rhetoric. But eventually, we are looking for new talent to finish development of the game, or we're switching directions for what Legends was supposed to be. That could be a hint or an indication that they're going the more traditional route. They're canning the Legends idea, that multiplayer-focused idea, with single player as a backdrop, and they're going to go Fable 4. We're going to do that. These are the things you say. You don't just come out and 1 week ago, somebody asks you about Fable Legends, as was mentioned before we went on air, during the spring thing that they had for the media, where what was about to be talked about was overhyped, but we talked about that because of Major Nelson. You don't go 1 week ago, someone asks you about Fable, and you say, yeah, it looks great, it plays great, the beta is coming, and it's coming this year to Xbox and Windows 10 PC. And then the following week, just say, oh, well, it's canceled, but we have no reasoning, no explanation. Thanks for making it, thanks for sticking with the franchise thus far, but we can't offer you any condolences or any reason as to why this is happening. Not a PR reason, not an actual reason. No, they didn't even bother to bullshit anyone. They just pretty much said, hey, this is the way it is. We're the ones in control. It is happening. End of story. Deal with it.
But you also have to.
Is a problem.
But you also have to look at it too. One, and this is the point I was trying to make earlier. One, you have to look at the hand the guy was dealt too, man. Like, I feel like I'm obviously a part of a different community, but you guys are way, and I'm not including anybody who's an Xbox fan in this group. This community is way too hard on Phil. You have no idea of probably how much that dude freaks out and stresses, probably because you guys attack him on the daily. He can't make a move without you guys attacking him. Like, if it's whether it's for the better of the console or not. I'm not saying you guys.
When you say you guys,
no,
you guys be very
okay, well, let me say the community. Let me say the community, because like I said before, I'm not pointing to anyone in this chat. But what I'm saying is, he can't do anything without anyone criticizing, no matter if it's better or not. Like,
well, you see, unfortunately, that's the reality of the job, man.
No,
that's
and
like
I understand.
Hang on. That's like a celebrity saying, man, I don't like paparazzi. Deal with it. It's part of your job. In fact, it should be in the contract as part of the requirements of the job, being able to deal with these things. Am I saying that people who have had illegitimate concerns or concerns that are as of now illegitimate, like Crap and those guys with the quantum break and the PC shit? No, I'm not saying that it legitimizes their point. That is not what I'm saying. And I don't really care what they're saying about the Fable stuff. I don't care how it fits in to their agenda. What I am saying is, as a fan of the Fable franchise that has supported it from day one until now, that I think the fan base in general, how many millions of us there are, we deserve to be done a little better than what was done there.
I understand what you're saying.
If it is just a PR bullshit excuse, there needs to be something said.
I understand what you're saying.
Hang on. Let me finish. And to say that the fact that he did not say that is why he's getting all this flack. Now, I am not going to sit here and then, like I was saying before, and then use Phil's position or use Phil's achievements that he's done before for the Xbox brand to bury any future mistakes or mishaps that may happen under his watch. Yes, he brought the Xbox One back from the brink of oblivion under the metric vision for what it was supposed to be. And I respect him for that, because that was an amazing job. And I do understand he walked into a burning house and was then told that his task was putting it out and then building it back up again. Okay, that is fine. But that is not making it exempt, no matter how you approach this, to any other future potential mistake that he might make. It is what it is.
So before you cut me off, I'm not excusing him. What I'm saying is that your community is poisonous. This is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying here. No matter what good he does, no matter what bad he does, there's attack. They attack him. I can never recall, other than Matrick messing up at E3 2013, him getting any of the backlash. Like you said, he went into a burning house, had to put it out and refix it. Now, I'm not excusing him from what he said, but you want him to give you a PR BS response. You mean kind of the way that the media already feels about Phil, is that he gives PR BS media responses. You don't go in and say, hey, we're closing Lionhead. You know why? Because we're going to close it, because we're going to give it to another developer who can actually handle it. Not only is that disrespectful, it's rude. And you don't do that for somebody who's been here with you since Jump Street. That's not what you do. So the other way he could have done it, and if he was going to say anything, he should have acknowledged it and said, I apologize, or we apologize to all Fable fans and anybody who's been waiting for this game. Give us some time. We're trying to work something out. You know, we appreciate your understanding. Right. He did it, and I'm not excusing that. That is where he was wrong. But where you and the rest of this community are wrong is to go ahead and assume and assume that, oh, Xbox is going downhill. Xbox is going downhill. It was already down.
Where did you ever hear me say
No,
that?
I didn't. I said I'm okay.
That
Let's
don't
say the
include
community.
me with these guys,
Let's say the community, because I'm saying from what you're doing, and it might not be to the degree, but you're still on the same side that Crap and Zaire are.
I don't
saying.
care
It
what
may not be in
I
that
don't
degree,
care what
but
Crab
it's
and
still
Zaire
that
say.
right. But you're
They
taking
have
the
their
same
agenda.
line
Their
of defense.
agenda.
That's fine.
Hang on.
That's fine. You're cutting me off. You're cutting me off.
No. Their agenda, bro, because you're talking nonsense, son. Their agenda is not my agenda. I don't have an agenda. Their agenda is that they mad that Xbox ain't winning.
That's fine. That's
fighting
fine.
against the Sony guys and the PlayStation guys. That has always been their agenda. The fact that their next step in said agenda happens to line up with an actual legitimate fan having concerns about a franchise disappearing without any reasoning being provided to fans, that has nothing to do with me.
As I said,
so when it
he
comes to
did
your
make a
verbiage,
mistake.
sir, be very careful where you put me. I am not them. They are not me.
I understand that they're not
I hate
you.
to be the grammar teacher here, but be very careful with the verbiage.
I understand what you're
With
saying.
those
I'm not trying to insult you, but what I am trying to say is don't act like those idiots. Is what I'm telling you. Now,
No, we don't act like those.
We don't act like those
listen to what I'm
This is
saying.
the reason why I'm speaking to you in this matter.
Listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish. You don't know what. Do you know what's going on with Fable? Yes or no? Is that a yes or no question? Do you know that it's gone forever?
No, and that is the problem.
Okay, exactly. You don't know. I did say that he should have offered some kind of explanation for it. That is where he made the mistake. What you wanted him to do was say, hey, we're done with Lionhead. We're firing him. We're giving it to somebody else. No, that's disrespectful. That's not what you do. And I know you know that because you have people that work for you. And you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want to have to say that to somebody else, would you? No, you wouldn't. Because it is disrespectful. You just gave somebody's job away. So, yeah, I understand your point, and I understand Phil is wrong for that. But, no, you don't do that in that way. And maybe they could have handled it in a better manner. Maybe even if an interview would have been conducted live to maybe see it a little more,
something as simple
a little
as
more
saying,
sympathetic, maybe a little more sympathetic for the people that are losing their jobs. To the fan base, I really haven't seen anybody say really what's the problem. People lost their jobs. I know that. I'm not saying you. Some of those guys don't seem to care. Like, it's a free-to-play game, son. Niggas is going to be going home telling their wives and their husbands, we got to start looking for another job. You know, that's the problem here. Not a free-to-play game being gone. You know what I'm saying? Fable is in their portfolio. They own that. That can always come back out. So that's what I'm saying. I understand. I get what you're saying, but also understand, too, that he has to be a little sympathetic, and I do feel like he could have been a little more sympathetic, but I also don't think that you need to say, we're going to give it to somebody else who we feel can handle it.
You don't need to say that, man.
That's what you just said, though. That's what you said.
No, that is not what I said. That's what you were assuming. You're putting words in my mouth. What I am saying, though, he could have said everything that he said today, and a simple little tagline, but for fans of the Fable franchise, don't worry about Fable's future, or something like that. Be very cagey about it. These people are not you and me, dude. They're not real gamers. They're not these street guys who just talk about gaming and play games and buy games.
I don't expect them to be.
The reason why he is where he is because he has PR training. He has probably gone to school for years to acquire the position he's in. Therefore, you would think, as a result of that, that something like this would be second nature because you have trained to perform this duty.
Yeah, true.
And every aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am not sitting here and trying to say that the people who lost their jobs are unimportant. Though, if I am to be perfectly honest, were I to lose my job tomorrow, God forbid, and knock on wood, none of these dudes would care.
No, but, they won't.
But, that being the case, I am sympathetic towards the persons losing their jobs. That is a very important component of this entire situation and should not be looked lightly upon. However, there needs to be something said, or needs to be something said about the future of the franchise and the people responsible for making, like, there are two groups of people responsible for making Fable what it is today. You apologized and you were entirely sympathetic to one portion, one group of those people. There are two groups of people responsible for Fable's success or non-success or existence up until today. That being the developers and the fans. Developers can make whatever they want. It could be Jesus Christ the game. If nobody buys it, nobody gives a fuck. Therefore, as a consumer and a long-term fan of the franchise, I think I'm a little bit deserving of something more than, hey, well, you know, it is what it is. You don't do this business, so deal with it.
Yeah,
That's the
I
problem.
didn't say that you weren't, and I said like for the sixth
You
time
gotta
now.
take into consideration too, man.
Yeah.
If you're not a part of the investment crew, they really don't give a fuck about you. And that's
know.
just it.
I
And
know.
that's just it.
I-
Like, just
and-
like
and
even
I'm
though
very well aware of
without
that.
our money as the consumers, they can't thrive without us. That's real. But if we not on that stock market, man, if we not a part of that crew, they're not really gonna tell you. And if you really got knee deep into a business, if this is a money issue, the public will not know about it because it will hurt their overall company's name.
Mhm.
So
I'm not saying you need to come out there and
okay, hold on. Remember
Give up.
when? What was his name? I made a video about the guy. What was it? The CEO? When the CEO left Bungie after 15 years, right? He left Bungie on the Activision contract. Remember, they still on that $500 million fucking. They still on that loan. You know what I'm saying? Have anybody heard one statement from that CEO yet? No, and you know why? Because you got too much money involved, and when too much money is involved, they are still on the contract not to say shit. That man come out today or tomorrow and say one thing, they could take his whole house, they could take everything from him, even though he has quit and left the company. So even though I know that you want an explanation because you're a fan of the genre, if money is involved, my friend, you are not going to get it.
Yeah, and to them they feel like you're not owed one.
That's
Hey man, hey, look, and I'll keep in mind now. When big heavy money is involved, it ain't no longer regular money; it's blood money. That's why I said they can take this man house and do whatever the fuck else they want to do with this man on the street if he open his mouth. Because this man was the CEO for 15 years. You don't think he want to say why he left the company? What would you really just leave a company?
No, well, you see, it might sound.
I know this sounds callous.
Well, I was about to say the word callous. It might sound callous of me.
Yeah, but this is, I hate to say it, but when you use that terminology, this is just business. Man, you have no soul when you use that term. Okay?
I know. I understand that.
Bad term. I see where you're coming from, but
the difference here, dude, is that I don't really care about that CEO, dude. Like I said, that may sound callous. I don't care why he left. I don't care where he goes now that he has left. I didn't really care about the situation involving that. I'm a consumer and a gamer. You know what I cared about when I heard about that Bungie nonsense? I cared about the future of Halo and was immediately given a statement about that. They were like, hey, don't worry about Halo. Halo is fine. And the following day we find out that it's going to be handed over to 343.
okay, yeah, see, you right to feel like that.
Yeah.
Because see, with this loan that they own, and Bungie still has not met up to their 10-year plan, which they just recanted on that. We all know that, blah, blah, blah. But if they don't get with the fucking times with this Destiny project, Halo will completely and forever be Activision's. Bungie will never get the license back because that's how much knee-deep money they're into. See, assets, all this shit, man, it's on the back burner that people don't even think about. But if you really like Ron, he do marketing. He know how. Hey man, you sign that contract, bro. That's a wrap.
Yes, I know. That a lot of business and a lot of money is tied in with this. But therein lies the differential between the situation that you were explaining and this current situation. Is that fans were assured, or they were told, you know what? Don't fret. Don't take to Twitter. Don't do none of that. Just don't worry about it. We got your back. Your game isn't going anywhere. Your franchise isn't going anywhere. There will be a future for it. You don't need to know any more than that. But now that you know that, we hope that you won't have a problem with us or performing what we need to do, doing what we need to do for our business to perform.
Well, the problem with this situation is we don't know anything. Like
we don't know anything. It was rude. It was insulting.
Yeah, it is kind of insulting to the true fans. Let's say for a fact, like They take down was it Halo was it 343 Studios?
243.
Okay,
Bungie left.
so what happened if
243, yeah.
343 Studios just up and left? What happened if Microsoft decided to close them down? Don't you think it'd be a whole bunch of fans want to know what the fuck's going on like now? Not or
We
yesterday.
don't want no reports, dude. We don't need
Microsoft.
Microsoft to come on there and then show us bang notices and shit. We don't need none of that, or contracts. We don't need none of that. I am not interested. What I am interested in, though, is the game.
Yeah, that's what
of
I'm
the
saying.
franchise.
We all interested in the game, and right now, like, as long as we are still like basically without any notification of this situation, it just makes the fans of the Fable series more upset.
I understand. I'm not playing devil's advocate here, but I have seen so much dirty, shady things going on in the business, man. It breaks my heart. I done seen the most innocent person make one mistake and lose their job, and the most harsh person make several mistakes and get a motherfucking raise. So I understand where y'all coming from, but like I said,
and then you guys got to remember, you guys are part of the small percentile of us that are part of the hardcore gaming group. There's not a lot of us that exist anymore within the hardcore gaming group. Gaming today, as the culture changed, is extremely casual in culture. And and we're not part of that group. So where they can tell the truth and you guys would be happy knowing the truth, most of the community would be outraged because they can't handle the truth. You guys don't fit that, and we don't fit that, but most people would be furious because people don't like change.
How many bad things I've seen happen when I was a lab tech, and I had to walk past patients like, well, I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was under a contract. I had to walk past them like, man, I don't know nothing. And yeah, you know what? To keep bringing in that bacon, I damn sure kept my mouth closed.
Yeah, when I was in the military, there was stuff like that too. There's still things I can't talk about.
So see, we know what y'all see. Me and Ron, we been knee deep, man. We been knee deep in these companies, man. And I'm telling you, man, it's so shady. When the longer you stay on a company and you climbing up, making that big money, man, believe me when I say the less you're gonna want to know and the less you're gonna want to work for that company, man. That's just real. I know y'all want to know something, but this company right here, the whole company's been shut down. Now they can still branch off and do what they want to do. They still get royalties for their old games and downloadable content. But for what y'all really want to know, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you're not gonna know it. You're not gonna know it. You need to really dig deep and be careful who you talk to, depending on how deep you want to go. And that's because this big money company right here, y'all, big money. So just keep that in mind. So if you really want to know, just network with the right people, and you'll get the answers, and then spread the word how you want to spread the word. But accept what you can't change right now. So that's it.
As I said, I ain't got no beef with Fable being gone. I'm not a fan of the game. I don't care if it come back or it don't. And the only reason I really care is because my boy Zen actually seems to be legitimately upset. So I hope that he gets a game just so this nigga can hopefully get another Fable game and might have a smile on the nigga face. I don't really care if the game comes back. Let me be clear about that. That game sucks to me. It's never been good to me. But for those guys who have been there and have worked for Microsoft, I hope you guys find better jobs. I hope you guys find something else. That being said, for him to not give an explanation, he probably doesn't know what's going to happen to the franchise. Probably no plans for it right now, which is probably why he didn't say anything. He doesn't want to make a promise that he probably can't deliver on right now. I mean, isn't it? It's just up in the air. Things happen. This is business, and it's just a business. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can feel outraged. You can feel entitled. You can feel like you're owed an explanation. You didn't get one, so be mad. It happened. This is life, my nigga. I mean, this is what we do. Sometimes we wake up, and sometimes we don't get explanations. Sometimes things happen to us. Sometimes we don't get a piece of software that we was promised we was gonna get. And hey, life goes on. I hope everybody who didn't get a Fable or who's hoping for Fable gets one. Phil, if you don't bring it back, my nigga, look at Blue Dragon at least. If we looking at failures,
I doubt that. I've been waiting
let's
for
look at
Blue
Blue
Dragon.
Dragon.
I've been waiting for years, man.
It believe me when I say it'll come back. Strong possibility it'll come back because the fans ain't gonna let it go.
No, I think it will come back because there's a huge demand for this game. That's
Yeah.
basically what I believe. It's just they got to find other studios to develop this game because, like I say, it still has a strong fan base. And 5 million copies sold in Fable 3. That's a shitload of games, shitload of consumers. So I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure it's
yeah,
gonna be a
it's
demand. I'm
money
pretty
there.
sure
Yeah, but
we're
that,
gonna
that's
get.
that's what we was talking about earlier though. Like numbers dependent. Like it's only a lot if you making the money back out of it.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
mean,
saying.
Phil,
It's
yeah,
all
that's what I'm
about the
saying. Phil,
profit.
Phil had
And
made that perfectly clear that counts for Xbox. So it seems like it really doesn't matter what the number is. You got 5 million back, but if you didn't get the bread out of it and the bread don't match up, who cares?
yeah,
So
no, that's understandable. Like, 5 million does sound really
yeah, it
good, but it
sounds
depends
awesome.
on the
Yeah.
budget. Because remember, it took Destiny 500 million to advertise and all that stuff. $500 million. That's a lot of
hmm
money for the
But Destiny
advertisement.
made their bank back though.
I'm
Destiny
pretty sure
was
they did
successful.
make their
Oh
money
no,
back.
no, Destiny made a crap ton of money. Like it may
No,
not be
I know
anybody's
they did.
favorite game, but
Even
that
though
game is
I feel
definitely successful.
no, it is successful. Even though the game launched incomplete, and I was really
Yeah, definitely,
disappointed. I never got to
definitely.
Taken King. I heard a lot of great things about it, but after I got food first, the first time I wasn't even get a chance. Even though I heard a lot of great things about Taken King, I was like, fuck Bungie, man, fuck him. But this is why I respect Nintendo's IPs, man. They got really great IPs, and Nintendo knows how to profit their game. They know how to make their profits and everything. They got so many first party games. It just
Mhm.
Okay.
What happened to him?
I'm back. I accidentally myself. But yeah, like I said, like Nintendo, they got so many first party games that they make you want to scratch your head because you want to know what the fuck what are they doing? What are they doing? Like they could just easy just make something and it sells like gold. Like it don't really take
Depending
as
on what it
much
is.
money to make these Nintendo games because it doesn't demand the type of graphics like an Uncharted or a Halo or a Destiny. It doesn't take that kind of money, but whatever the shit that they make, it sells really well. So
I
that's
think
why I
I
respect
think that
Nintendo's IPs. What?
I
See, that's
think that
the
the thing that everybody forgets too is that we're gamers, so we don't have to worry about the sale. Well, we shouldn't worry about the sale side of things. But to them, man, it's
You in
like,
the wrong
yo,
community.
it's like at the end of the day, like no matter how you feel about Shu or Phil or anybody else, if that number ain't right, it's beef. Off rip,
Yeah,
it's beef. So it don't
yeah,
matter. It don't matter how beloved it is. It don't matter if it's like one of the best franchises of all time. Because please believe, like if Halo doesn't hit its mark, it's a problem. Now we got a
Yeah.
big issue because it's a big thing. It's a huge game that didn't hit the mark. So you got to look at games like Call of Duty. When Call of Duty sales have been declining year after year after year. Look at Black Ops 3. That game is like holding a record for Call of Duty being #1 for the longest time now. They're back on track for that now. So now they're happy. There was an issue going on. If money don't add up, niggas ain't happy. They don't care about whether a fan got a smile on his face unless they in our faces talking to us. Then they go give us the thumbs up. But when they sit in them boardrooms, they're like, "Hey, bro, we spent 500 mil. We got $1 billion back or whatever. We good."
yeah.
See, that's the funny thing. That actually makes Nintendo genius when you think about it, because they're one of the few countries in the world that they're really stubborn when it comes to outsourcing. And most companies prefer to outsource because when you outsource, you can usually get things done cheaper than you would in your host nation country. So you're usually saving money, and you'll usually get people to make production faster. So a lot of people outsource for that reason. Nintendo said, "Screw that. We don't want to do it because if the economy of that country is having problems, it now affects us." So will they ever have the quality of, say, a PlayStation or Xbox game as far as graphics and stuff go? Probably not. But when they're having issues with other countries and stuff that they work with to make these games, Nintendo will never have that issue because they do everything in-house.
That's probably one of the reasons why Nintendo is kind of stepping back a little bit. They kind of behind times because they know that it was going to be situations like this with Microsoft and of course
Exactly. They
with
they
Sony.
understand business enough to know what they want to risk taking hits from.
Yeah, just look at Sony situation. That's the reason why they're not doing too many first party games because they know how much time, resources, and money that it takes to make these games, and that's probably why that they are just sitting back, relaxing, and just let third party just do the job for them. That's just basically what's going on, and that's probably why Nintendo decide to stay kind of a generation behind again because they know how much it's gonna take to make these games. Like the games that we want, for instance, a Metro game. We want us Nintendo fans actually want a Metro game that's kind of like graphically demand like a Call of Duty. But that's not going to happen because of the time, resources, and money you're going to take to make that game. That's why whenever that outbreak we had, that backlash about the whole entire Federation Force and the Nintendo community got pissed off, and Retro, they came out and said, if we going to making a Metroid game, it's going to take at least 3 years. So they haven't even started yet because they know how much it's going to take to make an HD Metroid game. Like, it just makes sense. Look at the Wii.
They're not doing assembly line gaming.
Look at the Wii, for an example. They was a generation back because they know how much it's going to cost to make these HD games. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. And by the Wii selling 100 million and Mario Kart Wii selling over 30 million, Jesus Christ. Man, their IPs is fucking gold, dude. And I understand why they do what they do. They do it for the profits, even though me and Zen, we probably don't agree with what they're doing because what they're doing is not catering to us because we kind of want what this new generation, us gamers want. What we want, the modern day game. That's what we want. And by Nintendo doing what they're doing, it's basically they're catering towards they cater towards the casual, and they just basically just.
But they also got a guaranteed audience because aside from the casual, they got the kids. And they have like different religions. Like you have different religions like Christian and stuff that don't want their kids playing certain games, or even some adults that don't want to play certain games because of that. And if they enjoy games and they have these restrictions that they put upon themselves, Nintendo's there for them. Like it's they're the only console. Well, they're the only area that's family oriented because PC ain't family oriented either. So if you just want good old fashioned family fun, they're like the only gaming company that's still doing that. They're for the family.
That is true. You know, like I said, even though the Wii U is not our best choice of Nintendo console, but you know, I kind of understand what Nintendo is doing. To be honest, even though I don't agree with what they're doing, it is what it is. Because I'm pretty sure they don't want to end up like Microsoft. You know, end up like Sony. You know, they're closing their first-party studios because it takes so much fucking money to make these games.
In the back of their mind, they probably have a business model where in another 30 or 40 years, both of those consoles are going to bankrupt themselves, and they're the only ones left.
Probably so. Probably so. That's probably why they just sitting back and
they're like they're not dying as fast as Sega, but I can see them limping.
Oh wait a minute. Now if I had said that real, you would have been all on me, bro. Come on.
That's because you keep trolling me about that.
I only make a couple Sega jokes. Now that was one of the worst Sega jokes he could have made. Come on now.
It wasn't that dark.
Hey, I'm not the only Sega fan. Carl, he's probably a bigger Sega fan than me.
I had a Sega and a Super Nintendo when I was a kid, so I like both.
No, I had both, but Sega Genesis was my primary console.
I used to scrap with people on the playground that liked Sega. It was Nintendo over here, because if you liked Sega, we was throwing them hands.
Man, don't even talk about Sega. I'm still fucking pissed off, man. Fuck that shit. What? Dirty, you quiet, man. You ain't got nothing to talk. You ain't got nothing to say.
No, man. I'm letting y'all do the Fable, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, I get what you guys are saying. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. You know what I'm saying? You know, money is involved, and the more powerful these machines get, the more money is going to be to make these games. We don't realize because we just enjoying them. You know what I'm saying? We want graphical stuff. We want stuff to look like if we was looking out the window in reality. But in order to get that, you know, the console going to be more expensive, and the production of the game is going to be more expensive. But we don't look at that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We just want because we gamers. And we don't think about the little stuff like that. Only thing we know is, hey, y'all studios, make the games, bring them out so we can play it.
You don't look at the niggas losing their job because you don't go support exclusives, even though you list them in all of your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 exclusive list, but you don't got one achievement or trophy on the game. Right. You don't put it in your list then, bro.
Okay. That's just about done, man. Because this is the only subject we was talking about. Does anybody else want to add something before we end the podcast?
Oh, I have one more thing to add. As far as doing the upgrades for PlayStation and Xbox, another reason that would be a problem to do the whole 0.5 upgrade is because I don't think console gamers are ready for how tedious it's going to be for gaming. I mean, we on PC are used to it, but if they do the whole upgrade thing, because there's going to have to be different specs on every console by doing it like that, you're now going to have games that aren't properly optimized because developers obviously have problems with making multiple optimizations that aren't the same. Because right now, consoles are a stable platform where they're all just the same thing, where PCs are all coming in different specs and stuff. That's why a lot of times we have optimization issues because developers have a hard time making one game with so many different optimizations to spec out to all the PCs. So if the consoles actually did it where you can upgrade like PC, they would all have that problem now, just like we do on PC too. And I don't think they would be ready for that.
Hmm. Okay.
So that would bring a new problem.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
All right, is there anybody else?
Never mind. I ain't gonna take the shot at Zen. I was gonna say if it make you feel better, BioShock might be getting the HD collection, but I don't know, remastered. But
I believe that's part of the backwards compatibility for the Xbox One. Am I right?
something like that. Hey,
I think so.
Hey, Zen, we gonna still do this? We gonna still play BioShock?
Nigga, we dude. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it like this. We're on air, nigga. We on air. All right. So leave it alone. We on air.
Anyway, guys, man, I guess we're gonna go and call this night. I didn't really have too much to talk about today. Of course, I'm gonna start my weekly podcast on Thursday. I didn't want to talk too much, so I could say some news for Thursday. But this was a big topic, a big subject, and a lot of concerns, a lot of I don't give a fuck from G-Rock. He don't give a fuck. So,
I don't care.
But no, it was a nice fun podcast. We had like a little small mini debate, but it was all in the bit of fun, man. It was, I learned a lot from y'all guys today. We all learned from each other, and that's what we care about. We care about the games, and we don't really know what's going on the business side. We just hope that Microsoft get that shit together and basically give us a Fable game that us fans, well, really, I won't say us because I really hadn't got into the Fable series. I would have loved to play it, but for the strong Fable fans, hopefully they get the shit together so they can actually get a Fable game that they desire to play. So I guess after that, we're gonna go ahead and close out. And okay, I'm gonna start with you, G-Rock. Do your outro, and I will say if you have any advertisement, but you ain't have no damn channel. So go and you need to get your damn channel, nigga. Damn, hurry up,
hey, man. Hey, you know what? I ain't gonna keep having y'all slander me and shit.
No, it's your channel, man, so we can bash these.
You know what? All right. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I got one more thing to say. When I give my channel, y'all, I'm gonna make an entire video, 5-minute video dedicated to Flaming Sega just for you.
Jesus Christ.
Two, thanks for having me, G-Rock. I like to talk shit. Me and Zen gonna go play BioShock. So yeah, we all good. Let's go, Zen. BioShock, cuz. Let's get it.
All right, let's go, Jake Dollars, man. Any advertising?
I would not piss on that game if it was on fire. Getting shit, dog.
So, are there anything you're doing on your channel? Any advertisements so I can let my fans know, whatever subs or whoever's in the chat or whoever's gonna listen to this podcast? What are you doing?
This is Jay Dollars, the protagonist gamer, man, the most targeted gamer right now. Y'all know they already try to. If y'all ain't know, they try to shut my Google Plus down. They try to shut my YouTube down. Yeah, somebody out there trying to shut me down because I'm collecting so much dirty shit going on in the game industry that somebody tried to silence me. So if you haven't heard about my collection on Google Plus, it's called the Video Game Industry Best Kept Secrets. Head over there, start following me. Start looking at some of that content that's in there. You can head over to my YouTube channel where when I be finding something that ain't nobody talking about, then I'll make a video on it. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody subscribe to this. I'm gonna say it for later. But yeah, Zen, is there anything you're doing in your channel? Any advertisements, promos you doing? So let the audience know.
I'm always working on stuff. It's just depending on how much of it actually makes it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always working on stuff. So just stay tuned to the channel. More stuff coming soon.
All right. Mr. O Dirty, go and do your outro, and if there's anything that you're doing in your channel, try to let the audience know.
This your boy O Dirty. I just do unboxings of games. You know what I'm saying? Now that's about it. I may throw a couple of Blu-ray movies in there. I pick up there and there, but that's about it for right now. You know, until some, good news come out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can, get a news to the people like I used to. But for right now, it's just unboxing games and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Last but not least, let's gonna go to Retro Bro. Gonna do your outro, and then if there's anything you're doing in your channel, you're gonna let everybody know.
Sure thing. What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here. I know I've been ghost for a while on the channel. A lot of real life stuff's been happening I've had to handle. But this Wednesday, I want to expand a little bit upon this topic. So this Wednesday's topic will be convenience versus improvement in the gaming industry. So if you want to hear my cynical view as well as some realistic facts just based on marketing and what we know within the gaming community, check me out.
All right. So appreciate you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining me. And, I will have y'all.
I had the greatest time here. It was amazing.
Damn, are you still here?
So yeah, it's been great.
We need to stop inviting you to podcasts, dude. You never got nothing to say.
And thank you. Well, this one was about a boring man. I don't care about Fable.
Everybody like, who the fuck is this guy?
But yeah, because I thought this was a regular one, but hey, whatever. But yeah, thank you. Check me out. I just have a first playthrough of a game I'm starting to Let's Play, so go ahead and check that out. And yeah, peace.
Okay, so you are active on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to check you out, man, because I hadn't been on your channel in a while because you don't do shit. But anyway, guys.
Fantasy is taking my life. I can't.
Oh my god, nigga.
I'm gonna leave the links to the everybody's channels in the link in the description below. Subscribe to their channels. I'm pretty sure most of these guys are active doing unboxings, gameplay videos, or just gaming news. That's basically what I mostly do, just news, whatever it comes to mind. I'll do it. Whatever. If you hadn't checked my last video before I did this podcast about this situation that we talked about Microsoft getting rid of Lionhead Studios, check that out. And like I say, I will leave everybody's channel, so everybody, y'all, whoever's watching or whoever's watching in the future, subscribe to everybody's channels. Like I'm gonna repeat myself one more time. It'll be in the link of the description below. And I guess after that, that's all I have to talk about. And oh yeah, Thursday I'm doing my weekly podcast. So be there. I'm trying to do this on a weekly basis. I'm gonna try not to take off. I know I was unfortunate. I took off from had issues and shit, but I'm gonna try to hurry up and do this on a weekly basis. And plus, we're gonna do our weekly reboot podcast on Sunday on Zen Gamers channel. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this. I'm not. Hey Zen, are we gonna be on your channel this week, or are we gonna be on somebody else's channel?
Yeah, it's my channel again.
Oh, your channel again? Okay, we'll be on your Zen's channel again. So I know we had a discussion about we gonna start doing other people's channels. So I will keep y'all updated on what we're gonna do about that. So I'm trying to get more of my audience towards the reboot podcast on Zen's game. So we trying to figure a way how we're gonna do this. So just stay. I'm gonna keep y'all up to date. And like I say, subscribe to everybody. And after that, our podcast is done. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace out.
Turn up.